Sorry, I've just woken up. I'm just sitting here having a coffee, taking everything in that I'm about to report. So, on the 1st of February, I said that when they released the Nipah virus in India, I said India was going to be the next to go down. And then it came out that, Modi is quite a prolific child trafficker. And I was reminded of a video that I posted, the links in the description box below, from about 4 or 5 years ago, where I was letting India know what was coming, and I was saying something's about to happen that's gonna, the rage and all of that, and you're being reminded to embrace your faith because it'll help you through the anger of what you're about to find out. And then I woke up to news that there's mass protests in India because of Modi, which is fantastic, but yeah, bit of a shock. But I was saying, as soon as they said that the Nipah virus had been released in India, I said, oh, so Modi's on God's list then. Modi's going to go down. And now it's happening. So then that video that I recorded 5 years ago is coming true. Oh. I even remember when I recorded it too, in the tower of my dungeon. In the tower of the Dungeon of Doom. That's what I call my ex's house. I was locked in the tower. So, so the whole thing with India's coming true. I think it's absolutely right that these countries are rioting, finding out that their leaders are on that list. I apologise for not doing the reading that I promised I was going to do. It's just that I'm in a lot of pain. I don't know what I've done. I don't know why. But the CBD oil is not working and I don't know what to do. But I can only rest. I've been doing hot water bottles like you wouldn't believe. I don't know. I tried a stronger dose, but it's worse than the lesser dose. I don't understand it. But anyway, I had a lot going on yesterday. I was somebody I love very much needed my support, and I was never not going to be there for him. So yeah. In other news, Thomas Massey, who I have a lot of love and respect for, he's an incredible man. He's probably the most honest person in politics in America. I have a lot of love and respect for that man. He should run for president. He found evidence in the Epstein files of Israel having a mass destruction laser. Basically, I can't remember what he called it, but the links are in the description box below. But do you remember I was saying about Elon Musk and Bill Gates and all of that having a laser? The laser from space, and they used it to start the fires in Maui and was it Chile just recently? And in the Project Noah's Ark picture, I said about the white beam. I said you can see the white dot. And I said that'll be, in regards to the laser. Well, yeah, I was right. And Thomas Massey's just confirmed it. So he should run for president. He's I have a lot of respect for that man. He's tolerated a lot of shit and he can't be bought. So, in other news, remember in my movie that I wrote, Becoming Spellbound, I said that Baron von Krumple in the movie gets extradited with some of his people. In the movie, he gets called to the courts to answer for his crimes. The a lot of, well, a European judge, I don't know if it's like the ICC or what, but they're saying that him and his people may be about to be extradited to face their crimes because he can't be allowed to get away with what he's done, which is fantastic. But it means that my Becoming Spellbound my Becoming Spellbound movie is right because he does get extradited. Him and his people, as well as Kiergor and Prince Rupert's insiders. Kiergor and Prince Rupert's insiders get tried first while they're working on the extradition of Baron von Krumple and his people. And it looks like that's actually starting to happen. And speaking of the EU, did you see that the European Union Commission, the EU Commission, have been raided and are now under investigation for dodgy dealings to do with properties? And do you remember that I'd said that they were hiding money through property and that they buy up properties and sell properties and all of that, and it's how they hide money that they've been stealing from, like the war and the taxpayers and that? Well, the EU Commission buildings and that have been raided in Brussels, and there's now a big investigation, so I was right about that as well. And if you remember my Don't Go Into the Elevator dream, that started with Ursula von der Leyen being hit by that laser and turned to soot. So a lot of stuff's about to start coming out about von der Leyen and the EU. Now, speaking of which, another thing that I said was that they were hiding money through the vaccines to make money through the vaccines. And, you know, I exposed the whole thing with the Queen, where it turns out that there was a spike in billionaires during the COVID pandemic amongst all these world leaders and oligarchs. The number of billionaires went through the roof during the COVID pandemic because they were all making money off the vaccines. And, you know, the lockdowns and the masks and the tests they were shoving up your nose and that sort of thing, they were all making money off it because it was planned, because they all quickly went and invested their money in it and bought patents and got their own stuff ready in advance so that when the pandemic hit, they'd all make money from it. But they hide money through it as well. And now this whole von der Leyen thing's come out about Pfizer and, you know, what they did to the Queen and that. Like, it's all starting to come out. Everything that I said they were doing and the reasons why and all of that, it's all starting to come out. So it's only a matter of time before she's arrested. And then there's like a Nuremberg style trial, and she gets the death penalty. The SNP, Nicola Sturgeon, her husband's just been caught embezzling money, hundreds of, or 200 something thousand pounds. So it's all starting to come out. It's like Odin is digging up the dirt on everyone. And it's all playing out exactly how I said it would. I said they were stealing money. I said they were hiding money through shell companies, through the vaccines, through buying up property, selling property. So, yeah, and now there's protests in India because of Modi, and it's... I said in a message where I was referring to God, and I said, "Oh, I see you've put Modi on your list because he was dumb enough. They were dumb enough to do the Nipah virus thing." It's like God's like, really, again? You're going to try and do this pandemic thing again? Oh well, here we go then. And that's what he's like, because I had a dream that I was on my North Star, watching God drop bombs everywhere, like there was just fire, pockets of fire being started up all over the world because he'd had enough. And now I'm sitting on my star watching it, and there was a man behind me crying. And I said to him, "What are you doing up here?" And he said, "I don't know, I was asleep." And I was like, "It's all right, don't be scared." Um, I said, like, "I've got your back, I've got you." I'll put a link in the description box. But yeah, that just happened. It just happened yesterday, which is why I was another. Someone needed me, so I'll try and get the reading done today. It's just I don't read in pain, and I was in quite. I don't know. I don't understand. It's my scars. They're killing me. It's so sore. My scars are so sore. If it's not my stomach, it's my scars. So I've just been sitting with hot water. Excuse me, hot water bottles. But yesterday, someone needed me, and I was there for them. So um, I'll try and get it done today. I'll just see how my stomach is. But everything I said that was coming was going to happen. Look, it's all happening. And this whole extradition thing of Donald Trump and his pals to Europe, that's him becoming spellbound. He will get extradited. And the Democrats and Republicans will be gladly handing him and his administration and that over to the courts of Europe. They don't even try and fight it. So get ready for that, because even the judge said he can't be allowed to get away with this stuff. You can't run a country and get away with the trafficking of children. And he said thousands of children, but it's not thousands of children, it's millions of children. 500,000 children are taken in America alone. And then there's hundreds of thousands of children in Europe. And then there's hundreds of thousands of children in Oceania and Asia. So it's well over 1 million kids a year missing, stolen, bred for the purpose of what these evil bastards do to them. But it's all coming out now, so the great thing is that there's a lot of countries around the world who are starting to do something about it. We just need them to be doing something about it here in the UK, because Keir Starmer makes money off trafficking the kids. And apparently he's been caught destroying evidence from when he was a public prosecutor. He's been caught destroying evidence, which is against the law, obviously, but there's nothing I can do about it if the king's not gonna. I don't know what else to do in regards to him. He's on his own now. The same with Vladimir Putin. They're both on their own. There's nothing more I can do. I'm dealing with this myself. I'm dealing with it on my own. I'm fighting this holy war on my own. For God, I mean. I'm the only one doing it. I'm the only one left. So it's not that the Holy Trinity doesn't exist anymore. The Holy Trinity is still there. But what it means is that if they don't fulfill their role, then the codes in the Bible will change and the Holy Trinity will become other people. I'm still the Holy Spirit bloodline, but who the Father and the Son become, the codes will change because they didn't play their role. They didn't step up and do their duty for God as required by their bloodline. At the moment, the Queen's codes are the Sun bloodline. She's the one putting in the effort from beyond the grave, from beyond physics, to try and save Great Britain from um, the corruption of the Tories and Labour. And I say Tories because there's Tories on that list. It's just more predominantly Labour, but there are some Tories on that list, and Green Party, and, some. Not as many Tories, but there are some Tories on there. And she's the only one in the royal family who's actually standing in defiance and defending herself. But there's only so much I can do. If people don't want to see the miracles that I performed in front of them in order to get them into position to help save the world, then they go down with the rest of them for not doing anything about it. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. But then in other news, do you remember my Alpha to Omega dream that I had in 2019, where I got shot like a shooting star, like a comet out of the night sky and into the light, where I landed at the foot of the head of the eagle with the buffalo. He was standing next to the buffalo, and then he took my hand and we walked across the desert and all of that, and we got to the water and we ran across the water. We were like, F it, and we took that leap of faith and we held hands and ran across the water. And when we got to the water, when we got to land on the other side, my boys were standing there with a baby, surrounded by all these different ethnic kids from all around the world. And when we got to the other side, the kids hugged Head of the Eagle. And then I said, the children saved my husband. And then a burst of white light came out of my chest and I took off again. That happened yesterday. So Head of the Eagle wasn't Native American. And because I looked, and they have eagles in Switzerland. They have golden eagles, like they have all sorts of eagles. But they have eagles in Switzerland. And I understand why I kept seeing buffalo as well. Buffalo was my language, not his. But buffalo was symbolic of something personal to him. But I was seeing it in, because obviously my dreams are in my language. But his will be in his. We speak two completely different languages. And then because I'd even mentioned on X ages ago, I'm wondering whether I thought the Canadian flag, because I'd had a dream after my cousin died where she was helping me pack boxes, and she was stamping the Canadian flag on the boxes. And so I thought, oh, maybe I'm supposed to be going to Canada. But the Swiss flag and the Canadian flag are the same colours. They look identical, red with white in the middle. But it's the cross of the Swiss flag that guided my path. I said on X, I'm wondering when I figured it out, and I said, I think maybe I'm supposed to be going to Switzerland, not Canada, and maybe I confused the two flags. Yeah, I wasn't seeing it properly because all the puzzle pieces hadn't fallen into place yet. And now that it has, it's like, I don't want to be anywhere else. I can't put into words how happy and at peace I am with my decision. When I think about what I'm about to build there, it makes me so happy. It makes me feel whole. I feel complete. I feel at one with Switzerland. I feel at one with everything. Like, since I kind of went backwards and rewrote my history and ironed out the kinks and picked out the glitches and did my bit to admit where I'd gone wrong and the mistakes I'd made and misunderstanding my codes and that sort of thing, it's like everything's aligned and falling into place. And now it's like God lifted the veil back and said, look, here it is, it's right here. This is what you were seeing all along. And then when I saw it, I couldn't unsee. It's where I was always meant to be. And when I think about what I'm going to build there and what's waiting for me when I get there and that, it's like, how did I not see it before? I did see it before, though. That's the thing. I did see it before, but it was taken from me. But it was taken from me for a reason, because there was still work that needed to be done. But now that work has been done and I've rewritten my history, literally rewritten my history, all the walls and barriers are starting to be broken down and removed. And I'm getting closer and closer and closer and closer to going home. And that's exactly what it feels like. It feels like I'm going home. I feel like I'm going home to heaven on earth. When I think of what I'm about to build there with my sons, I feel like I'm building heaven on earth, nirvana. And it's right there waiting for me with my wolves and my bears and my eagles and my owls. And I don't want to be anywhere else but there. What's waiting for me there? I'm too magnetic, like the magnets are pulling me so strong now. I can't stop it. I don't want to stop it. I won't stop it. And it's pulling me towards it whether I whether I want to or not. But I'm not fighting it anymore. I nearly went down the wrong path a few times. But there were lessons to be learned in every path I nearly went down. And now that my focus is linear and pointed towards Switzerland, I don't want to be anywhere else. I don't even want to be in New Zealand. And I did think about going home and just rebuilding there, but it filled my heart with sadness at the thought of going back to New Zealand, because it's not home to me anymore. I don't recognise that place. It's unfamiliar to me now. And yet I've never stepped foot in Switzerland, and it feels more like home than my own country. I'm proud to be a New Zealander. I'm proud to be an Indigenous woman. I would never give up my passport. I would have given up my passport for Russia, but I fought a holy war with that country. Vladimir Putin and we went through hell together to clear our names in regards to all the things that were being said about us for the sake of rescuing the children. But that work is done now. I used to say he was my work husband, and the courts of the universe have just divorced us. So, he's off doing his thing, and it's freed me up to allow me to do my thing. Same with King Charles. I was his babysitter. But I'm out of a job now, so, it's freeing me up to focus on what I want to focus on, and all I want to focus on is building my foundation and getting to Switzerland and being around the people and things that I love so much. I feel reborn there. I feel reborn, which is apt considering we're coming into spring and we're coming into resurrection season, and this is a resurrection from the dead. My dream said, remember with my ex-husbands, and I said resurrection from the dead. There's going to be a resurrection of something from the past. Well, I mean, it's happened. And feels like heaven. Feels like heaven. Heaven on earth. Heaven is a place on earth. And for me, it's Switzerland. I'm just as shocked as I am. So, everything it's all coming true. I only mentioned Modi on the 1st of February. And it's like I'm saying stuff, and then within hours, days, weeks, it's happening. And with becoming spellbound, it's in the movie that Baron von Krumple gets extradited. And now they're talking about it. They're also talking about bringing back the death penalty in a lot of these countries to deal with the people on the list, which they will, but they'll also do it for the COVID, because the people who are on the list are also connected to the COVID lie. So it's going to be like an all-in-one. The trials will take about 10 years. But it's everything I said. And now we're nearly at the end of the movie of becoming spellbound. It's been fascinating to watch. I wrote a movie that I'm watching play out now in real life that tells the story of how adversity, corruption, espionage, the supernatural, and the voices of the dead brought me together with the most unassuming partnership that was going to lead to me being brought back to the love of my life. I thought I'd lost him. I keep saying, I've been saying in all my videos, I lost the love of my life, but they didn't break the connection. I lost the love of my life, but they didn't break the connection, because it's been on, off, like, our connection. It's been there, it's been taken away, it's been there, it's been taken away, it's been there, it's been taken away, and it's like, oh my God, like a yo-yo, roller coaster. But our fates collided again. And it's like this time we're clinging on to each other for dear life, because we both suffered greatly losing each other because of misunderstandings, because of lies, because of other people getting involved, people wanting to make sure that we never ever reconnected, but the fates had other ideas. And remember, I said to you, I told Amber before she died, when you get up there, you have your rest, you go and see Nana and cuddle, and then pick a baby daddy and come back down to me, and then I'll give you the best life ever. She picked him. She chose him, and I chose him too. I thought I'd lost him forever. I gave up ever thinking that we'd ever reconnect. I walked away, like I gave up. I never thought in a million years that we would ever reconnect. And now not only have we reconnected, it's like we're two magnets stuck together. And this time we're not letting go, we're clinging on for dear life. Because we both suffered the loss of each other. I got to witness yesterday how much it affected him when I thought he didn't care. When I thought that he wasn't seeing the truth though. And I explained it. Like I showed him. I've been showing him how hard I was fighting. And now he finally gets it. And it's like we've spent the last couple of days unblocking the Shawshank Redemption pipe. We were both unblocking that sewage pipe. Remember from my Don't Go Into the Elevator dream when I was talking about the sewage? And I made that video about the Shawshank Redemption, about me coming through that sewage pipe through the poop and getting cleansed in the rain. Well, it turns out he was in that pipe with me. Love heals all wounds, and true love is triumphant through any adversity. What I've learned through this experience with him is that when love is real, you survive anything. And what him and I were put through was nothing short of illegal, like lawsuits and arrests should be made, will be made, over what him and I were forced to endure. And we will get justice. And then we'll get to be together. And I can build my school. All because I told the truth. And did what was right. And I never questioned my virtues, I never questioned my morals, my integrity, my ethics, and standing in my truth against the people who were trying to keep us apart. And now everything's falling into place. It's terrifying, but in a delicious way, because now we're starting again from scratch, brand new. And it's hard to believe. So, let's see what happens now. Every time something would happen, I'd be like, oh my God, here we go again. Because he was like, he was so bipolar. Like, one minute it was all like this intense love and emotion, and then the next minute there was just like this. But, we both had work to do, but it was like he was bipolar. I didn't know who I was talking to. I genuinely didn't know who I was talking to. Is it this person? Is it that person? Is it... Because there was so much interference, both real world and biometrically, so much interference. And now everything's being cleared out of the way, and he's seen the truth of everything, and he's finally seen the truth of everything. I don't know if he realises that, like he finally realised that his path, his future with me was being blocked on purpose. Like he finally realises that he was detoured on purpose, that there were forces working against us to make sure that we never reconnected. And I just, yeah. So anyway, Hopefully now this means no more drama, no more, no more. It's like, oh my God, every time stuff happens, it's like, oh my God, again? You know, I'd say to you, I lost the love of my life. Oh, we reconnected. No, we didn't. I didn't lose him. No, I did lose him. No, I'm single. No, I'm not single. No, I'm single because it was like back and forth like tennis. It was emotionally exhausting. But it's like we went through that shit pipe together and now we're both standing in the rain being purified and cleansed. Just like in the dream from 2019, my Alpha to Omega dream. We walked across the desert, meaning our separation. You know, we went on our journey separately in the desert, thirsty for each other, going without, being separated from each other. That's what being isolated from each other, but together. We went on the same path, the same journey of isolation and hardship and dehydration for each other because we feed each other's souls. We're nourishing to each other. We water each other's wells. We're so compatible. We're so alike. We we are we're twins in the same way that there's a lot of people like King Charles is literally my twin. He's literally like me. We're the exact same star sign in every kind of way. Our charts are very similar even. I'm just more ascended than him. He's regal, but I'm more ascended. But then in that dream we came to the river and we were being asked to run across the water and take the leap of faith. And we were like, okay, right, come on, effort, let's do this. And we held hands and we ran across the water, which means taking that emotional journey together, which is what we've been doing over the last couple of days. Getting it all out emotionally, just getting it all out, doing the work and just getting it all out, and then getting to the other side, and him being saved by the children, him seeing the truth of everything and it saving him, bringing us to new beginnings, showing us our future together with my boys, with this baby, with these children. That's our future together. And he understands that now, like he gets it, finally. But now I also see, he had to see the truth and I had to see the path. And now that he sees the truth and I see the path, our worlds have collided to create a brand new universe. And now I can't see it and I don't want to be anywhere else. So now that I've been vindicated and everything that I've been saying from start to finish is playing out in real life, it's clearing the path for me. Everything happens for a reason, eh? Everything happens in divine timing. I'm just so grateful, so blessed that after all these years from following my grandmother tree dream, it led me back to the love of my life. We've had many lifetimes together where we never got to grow old together, and this life is the exception. This life, we both get to grow old together. We finally both get what we want. We've had lives together where We never got to see it out. We never got to see it through. And through us coming together, we've broken ancestral curses. And as a result, we've finally been granted access to each other, where we get to spend this lifetime together forever, where this is the man I'm going to be buried with. This is the man I'm going to turn into atoms with and go back, return to the stars. And he wants the exact same thing as me, because he's my literal twin. To look in the mirror as I'm looking straight at him. And that brings me peace. My soul is at peace. And it's an incredible feeling. It's the testament of true love. I can't wait to hold him. So I'm going to go and have another coffee. But everything I said, they will extradite Donald Trump because it's in Becoming Spellbound, which means that King Charles must be going to do the right thing. He must be going to act, because Kiergor and Baron von Krumple are held accountable for what was done to the king in the movie. So I still hold out hope for my Scorpio rat brother, my twin. He's my other twin. I know him better than anyone because I am him. I'm girl him. Right, so I'm going to go. Links in the description box below. I'll speak to you later. Ka kite anō.